Hello. Hi. Welcome to Pop Therapy and True Crime Files, where pop culture, intuition, and true crime collide. My name is Miriam, and I am a psychic medium.
And we decode the drama with depth. And my name is Denise, and I am also a psychic medium.
And tonight we are doing something very different. So, for those of you with True Crime Psychic Guy, bear with us. We are trying to mash up some topics that tended to do like a natural crossover. So we want to see if you guys like it. Tonight is our premiere episode of Pop Therapy and True Crime Files. We are happy that you're hanging with us and giving the show a shot. Please let us know in the comments what true crime and or celeb stories you would like us to read. For you guys that are true crime diehard fans here on YouTube, please let us know if you like this mashup or if you would prefer to keep things strictly true crime. This Thursday night, oh my gosh, we've got something good this Thursday night. Myself and Savannah Harvey, a private investigator and the founder of Crown Mass, we will be tackling 3 cases she has been working on. I'm super excited for this. This is my first time working with Savannah. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, to collaborate with a private investigator. So please, you guys, come join us this Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then next Monday night, we have a new true crime episode with Jen, of course. This is a request from one of our viewers, Heather Tucker. She's asking about a missing persons case that involves 3 people. And she's curious because everyone's talking about these cases as if they were all trafficked. And she's like, I don't think all 3 of them were. She's thinking they're individually unique and something else is going on there. So this is the case of Phoenix Colden, Shamika Cozy, and Kelly Allen. So our focus will be next Monday night is, were these 3 trafficked together, maybe by the same people? Is there some similarities or is it separate? So we will be looking at that. That might end up being a 2-parter, 3-parter, depending on the roads that we end up taking. And of course, if you enjoy what we do, join us on Patreon. We've got all kinds of exclusive content. We will be following up tonight's episode with a post show, which we refer to our Pop Therapy post shows as your hot take. We're going to dive deeper into self-care. What are you binging on TV and why? Because we love TV. Princess Eugenia, if we have time, our goal is to navigate that situation and talk a little bit about ancestral connections. Can those be broken? What are those? And then, of course, we're going to get into twin flames and soulmates. Are those really what we think they are? All of that inspired by the infamous Taylor Frankie Paul case that's going on right now. So if you are a member on Patreon, we will see you there right after this. If you are not a member, you are welcome to join us. You have a 7-day free trial that you're welcome to try, or you can just jump in. So if you're ready, let's get into your dose of pop therapy tonight. We are going to start with this guy, the Duggars. This is a doozy. We threw it in last minute. I had Denise is the queen of pop. The queen of pop. Denise is the queen. Oh my gosh, how great would it be if you were the queen of pop?
But yay me!
Yay you, right? We were on the phone and I was like, Denise, did you hear what's going on with the Duggars? Like, I've never seen this show, but I was like, I'm sorry. I was not completely shocked and all, but and then Denise, you're going to obviously have your 2 cents. But the situation is this, if you don't know, the Duggars, Joseph Garrett Duggar and his wife Kendra Duggar have been arrested and charged in Arkansas following serious criminal allegations. Joseph Duggar faces allegations involving minors stemming from alleged incidents during a 2020 family trip to Panama City Beach. Kendra was also arrested and charged with endangering the welfare of a minor and 2nd-degree false imprisonment. The Arkansas Police Department confirmed the investigation is active and ongoing. Authorities continue to withhold specific information to protect minors, but both arrests follow within days of each other, making another major criminal case to emerge from the Duggar family's history of reality TV prominence. Come on, guys. All right. I'm going to do a quick read, and then Denise, you're going to jump in and just go off, I'm sure, but let's talk about this.
I'll try to rein my crazy in a little bit.
Anyone watching on Facebook or Instagram, we may not see your comments directly. So if you're really getting into it, come on over to YouTube, my personal page, at Miriam Farish, or True Crime Psychic Guy, or just hang where you're at. And just know that we may not see the comments right away. Okay, so I've got a picture of these guys because most of you guys know that I read off of photos. If you're new, this is how I work. I mean, here's the thing. I like I mentioned, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, shock. What happened? Like it wasn't, I think a lot of people sort of felt the same thing. I'm thinking just from an intuitive place, you're sort of like, guys, something's not right. I mean, I think the fact that we allow bad behavior to continue is problematic, obviously. That we celebrate bad behavior, even if it's just by pretending like it's not happening. I don't feel like this is I'm feeling like the people who were involved in the shows aren't in shock and awe at these allegations. I feel like I'm not saying that anyone witnessed anything and didn't speak up. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there was suspicion. I'm saying that the what's his name? Joseph has been, I'm sorry, but he's been up to no good for a very long time. This is a person who I feel was mischievous, to say things nicely, at a deeply young age. That was allowed to be inappropriate at a very young age. I feel like his behavior was never put in check. I feel like he was just allowed to do what he wanted, and there was never a boundary. There was never someone saying, hey, you can't do that. Now, to be clear, I'm not blaming parents by any stretch of the imagination. I'm stating what I'm seeing, that there was already these tendencies, and then whether it be parents or school teachers or family members, I'm just not feeling any boundaries. I'm feeling like he was continually allowed to behave poorly. And then I just feel like the term I used earlier, where I said I felt like they're being celebrated for bad behavior. What I mean by that is I feel like he was continually allowed to progressively get worse, and his life kept getting better and better. He was making more money or offered more deals or things would, and he'd be like, all right, I guess this works for me. Like, never needed to check himself. I am surprised he's finally getting checked. It sounds like, based off of what I read, that they had been checked before, but he kept pulling stuff. I feel like his time has come, and it's not going to get better from here for him.
Yeah. So their older brother had been arrested for, I believe, the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because they have 19 children. So I think he is one of the oldest ones. And then his brother Joseph was born, I believe, like 10 years after him. And
so these two are the kids of the original.
Yes. Parents that did the show.
Oh, I am slow.
So,
okay.
No, well, you didn't know.
I didn't know.
Because you weren't involved in this. You didn't watch it. So the brother was arrested and convicted of receiving child abuse material and possessing it. So he was, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they started locking the bedroom doors of the children in the house because they needed to protect the children from him. So I think there was a lot more going on, and the fascination with them, I believe, came from, if you remember, there was that television show, Kate plus 8, or
Yes.
not, but
Yeah.
I think it
something
came
like
from,
that.
yeah. So I think it came from something like that kind of concept, that it was like super fascinating. Like, who in the world has 19 children? I mean, like, that's just bananas. Like, even if you don't have multiple births, who can even physically be pregnant 19 times? And you'd be pregnant for like 20, 22 years. Like, I just can't, not even wrap my head around that one.
How many kids do you have? 4? 3?
Me, I have 3.
Which I always joke with you like you have a litter.
Yeah. Well, that's because I have 10 grandkids too. So I kind of do have a litter, because I spend a lot of time with everybody. And then, there was 18. Violet saying she had 18 children in her mom's family. And I do realize that families used to have big families, and we just don't see that as common anymore. So I think that's what was the draw to put them on television. And, it was a way to make money living your life.
Right.
And Sunflower Soul here, she kind of has a point a little bit. She kind of blames the parents, because this is their second child now that's done the same thing.
Isn't that see, we need to get the goal is we're going to get a therapist on this show, because I would love to get into that.
Right. So just not being a therapist, because I'm not, but just like different things that I've read and understood, if you've been SA'd, it's very common to then continue to do that to other people. Not that it's right, but you also don't, I hate to say you don't know any different, because once you become an adult, logically you should know different. But then I presume then what happens is that you probably get stuck a little bit mentally at the age you were of when it started.
Yeah.
And especially if you were very young, because you don't, like, if you were, God, this is just gross, but if you were like 3 or 4 or 5, you don't know yet the difference of right or wrong, especially if an older person comes to you and says, don't tell, this is our little secret, or, or if you do this, I'll get you candy. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's this whole thing.
It's a dark web. What is LDS?
Latter-day Saints.
Oh, were they?
Let me find out. I'm doing my gen job. Oh, no, they are not. According to this, it says they are a conservative, independent Baptist belief system. Institute in basic life principles and the teachings of Bill Gothard.
Interesting.
It's telling me here the overlap in appearance and lifestyle that can make people assume they are, because large families, modest dress, and traditional gender roles. Okay, so and then LDS, they have their Book of Mormon, their church structure and their cultural practices are slightly different than the independent Baptist belief system.
Well, so all we can hope is that they get the help they need, whether it's incarcerated and they get reform in there, they get support, they get therapy, that hopefully they get what they need. But I don't feel like this is the last we're going to be hearing about this.
And then what's unfortunate is because these are the boys and they've married. And so then how did they convince their wives that, because according to the news, the wife it was a coincidence that she's been arrested at the same time, but she has completely unrelated charges against her versus what her husband was charged with. you know. And so it's very interesting when you start to kind of look at that and where did that come from. Um, Joseph's wife, yes, Kim, if you're talking about that, yes, she was indicted. She was indicted for 4 counts, I think. Endangering the welfare of a minor, and the second degree false imprisonment, which I think what they're referring to there is locking children in the bedrooms so that they can't get out because they returned the door handles around.
Oh.
And that was supposedly, I don't understand this, to keep the kids safe, but I don't know how. I don't understand that.
She had the older ones take care of the younger ones. They called it the buddy system.
Yeah,
I feel like, go ahead.
I was going to say, I agree with you. Sadly, I don't think this is going to be the last of that family that we're going to see something come from. I think there's going to probably be more fallout from these 2 arrests, and we're going to see more of what's been going on behind the scenes, so to speak.
And I feel like this one in particular, this gentleman in particular that we're talking about, Joseph, this is going to be like his whole life is going to be like, what I'm seeing is they lock him up and he's not getting out for a very, very long time, or they don't lock him up this time, he's going to get caught again. It's going to be like this continual back and forth until finally either he gets help, because obviously we want people to get help. But if he doesn't get help, he's going to end up doing something and he'll be put away for good. I don't feel him getting away any longer. So
yeah. And I'm trying to, like, there's remorse, but not really.
Sure.
you know, because
you don't want people to suffer. You don't want anyone to suffer. We don't want people to suffer, but if they're not willing to stop their own suffering, then
no, I meant I'm not really feeling real remorse from him.
Oh, sorry, even better. I thought you're like, no, I'm good.
Nope. I
don't give a shit what this guy's doing.
Nope. Hold on. No, I don't feel like he has a lot of remorse. I think he's so disconnected from himself that I feel like he just doesn't even realize what he's done is wrong.
Yeah. But doesn't that sort of play into what you were saying about how when we are abused at such a young age, we become so warped in our thinking. It's not an excuse. We're just stating. Correct. I mean, I think all of us could look at our own lives and see something that happened to us, whether it is severe or something small, that you remember and you retain and you hold on to that. And imagine that when it's some sort of physical abuse. Correct. It's just multiplied, magnified. It's massive. And I think, most of us are women watching. They say 1 out of 3, but I think it's like now 1 out of 2 of us have all experienced some sort of abuse. So we all know what that means, where you've either repressed it and you don't realize it. And one day you're like, is that why I keep doing that? Or you don't repress it and you are just holding it and you're reacting and responding because of it, and it seems like women are better able to manage the suffering and the abuse, unfortunately. And so we just keep trekking along and we're able to hold it together. Whereas it seems like men, when they experience it, they reciprocate it, basically, right? Like just like what you were saying, there's this like reaction, whereas women are like, okay, how do I either hide this or how do I heal this?
Right.
But it isn't how do I put this on someone else? Not often. Yeah. So yes, obviously all women is a general statement, but it tends to be a pattern we notice, right? So I think when we look at cases like this, it's this sense of, we don't want suffering to exist. We don't want anyone to suffer on any level. And so we hope that people choose to get the help that is available to all of us on whatever level, right? And isn't it interesting, someone in this family that has enough finances to access any type of help or therapy. When it comes down to it, healing is not about money. Healing is about a choice. And do you want to choose to heal or not?
Right.
And when we choose to heal, that the support will show itself.
Correct. Yeah, because even if you don't think you have money for therapy, even if you start reading books or start a meditation practice or, journaling and forgiveness, and, it's a place to start. It's not going to be the be all end all there, but it's a place to start. And you have that opportunity to be able to at least start the ball rolling. It's kind of like when you talk about manifesting a little bit, it's like you have to start taking the steps. You have to start taking the action in order to get things moving.
Right. And you know what? I remember when I started therapy, and it was like how much I did not want to go. And I'm not saying like, oh, that's a shock and awe. Everyone wants to be in therapy. I mean it like it was a weird feeling. It was a weird, like that weird feeling of, I know I have to. I know it's time. I know that I'll feel better in the end, but I so don't want to do it. It doesn't matter logically how much you understand that this is going to take you to where you're supposed to be. Everything in me still didn't want it. And I say that because it's like because what I felt is what every single person feels, which is why so many of us don't choose therapy, because it's such a hard choice to make. You're asking me to relive, to talk about, or to whatever. But that's why I like, to Denise's point, it was such a great point. Like, those baby steps are so important. The journaling, the meditation, and just your own inner dialogue with it, so that you don't feel as overwhelmed. All right.
Yeah, especially, with the shame and the guilt that comes along with all of that, because a lot of time when you're the victim, you feel like it's your fault. You should have said or done something. And
it's so true.
Not really how that can go.
That's not the case.
Yeah.
All right, let's lighten the load a little bit. Let's move on from this depressing headline to the home front. So we're going to step into a segment we call the aura of the address, uncovering what the walls remember and what the energy reveals. Check it out. The energy of the home, not the way the home looks. This home is about new beginnings and the past following us. So how do we deal with both of those in the energy of this home? So this home is going to give you the opportunity to start over, but it's not going to allow you to forget or repress the past. The combination of the land it's on and the energy of how it was built and the layout of the home, it creates an energy that says, yes, new beginnings are ready and here, but you are not allowed to forget or repress the past any longer. So if you are looking to live in this home, my recommendation is to get in front of that. Take control of the past, get into therapy, see what it is you need to work through so you can really embrace and enjoy these new beginnings. Well, that was a coincidence. I mentioned therapy in that one. I genuinely did not mean to put that together. I should have taken ownership of that and said, see, it's all aligning. Well, I forgot that read was. Go ahead.
That's actually funny, because when I was just talking a few minutes ago, if you're in our Patreon, when your soul support this evening, there was an alignment with that as well.
Oh, really? You'll get your soul support will be up tonight. Yeah, because I think I saw you sending that. You sent me that.
Yes, I did.
Denise, you sent it while we were going live. I'm like, oh, look at how efficient Denise is sending you the soul support. So you guys, you'll get your soul support from Denise tonight. There's just a tad bit of a delay because she had a very busy weekend trying to relax and then ended up kind of working through it.
I did get a little relaxing in though.
In between all my texts.
It was
all
fun.
right. Okay, you guys ready? Next up is Taylor Frankie Paul. Taylor Frankie Paul's career is in free fall due to the domestic violence tape that came out. What is going on in her head? What will happen to her career? And can her career and or should her career survive this? Oh my. The drama. I can't, you guys. Listen. Denise has been dying to chat about this one, and this is like new for me. So let me read it first, and then Denise, you get to just dish away. All right. This girl, I feel like there's a lot of entitlement happening tonight. Okay. Unfortunately, with this one, I feel a vacancy behind those eyes. I feel like there's it's a vacancy. Like either there's a deep, there's like this, it's almost like her eyes to me go black. And I'm about to say something crazy, people. I don't know if what I'm seeing with her is just deep rooted abuse. I feel like probably from dad. I think it feels like there was 2 men involved in her life that were deeply abusive. Did you just see those balloons?
I did, and I do not know where that came from.
What just happened? What just happened? Did anyone else see those balloons just come up on my screen?
Besides the two of us.
What?
Okay. All right. Well,
pull it together, folks. Okay. This is what I was going to say before I was going to say something crazy. 2 men, both abusive, one deeply like that I feel like 3 years old. It really shut her down. But I'm also feeling something otherworldly about her. Like, is there may be a alien, darker alien group that she teamed up with, whether she did it consciously or not. This is where the blackness in the eyes are coming from. It's creeping me out, folks. You go.
Okay, so first of all, you are correct about the 2 men. Her father left her and her mom when I believe she was 3. She was 2.
Really?
Yeah, she was 2 or 3, but I think she was 3. Then her mother remarried, and then her stepdad is her dad, and that's who she refers to as her dad on the show, even though she does talk about her she'll mention her biological father. I agree 100%. I think there was a lot of mental abuse because, okay, Taylor is one of those characters you're either going to love her or you're going to hate her. Mm-hmm. There's kind of not a lot of in between. So with that said, I think she needs true therapy to really help her move through this. I know she is in therapy. I don't know what type of therapy she's doing, but I think she needs to do something like EMDR or something like that where it changes the brain patterns. I think there's multiple things here because I've also seen some stuff on TikTok and different things like that and different perspectives. And I did watch season 1 when that domestic violence occurred. But it's just now 2 years later that the tape has been released, coincidentally, the day before her Bachelorette show was supposed to air, which now has been scrapped. So that is not airing now. So that's millions of dollars that the network has paid to do that whole Bachelorette thing. So there's a lot going on here. I agree with you in regards to, I think there is a vacancy in her soul. I think she is so starved for somebody to just love her the way she is and for who she is. But the problem is she doesn't love herself, and she doesn't know how to love herself. And so because of that, she can't even tell anybody else how to do it because she doesn't love herself. Because I really believe this stems from the abandonment from her father and not feeling wanted or loved as a child. I do feel like both there is a scene, I think it was last season, when this big thing is going on with Dakota, which is the baby's father. And he's the one who's being suspected of dropping this video footage. And both of her parents are like basically defending him and asking her why she's, why she was basically a train, like a trash, and why she would sleep with him in the first place. Like, they were so terrible to her. And I realized they cut scenes, they splice things together for sensational TV. I understand all that. So there's a part of you that has a real deep empathy and compassion for her, because I think she has had a lot of abuse. Even if it's not physical, I think she's had a lot of verbal abuse. And I feel like, and I don't think it's just her dad's. I think her mom's kind of on the page too. So I think now, from some of the things that I've seen, there's a bit of this reactionary abuse coming from her. Again, not okay. Not appropriate, not any of those things. But how much abuse does a person take before they start to retaliate? Either you go all the way in and you completely shut down, or you start fighting back.
Right. Interesting point. Yeah.
So again, I'm not supporting any of the physicality of all of this, but I don't know, it's so many, like a lot of other things. We just see what they put together for the TV, and we don't know all of the behind the scenes stuff that's really happening and what's really going on. And Dakota was an addict when he was a recovering addict when she met him. So he really, in my opinion, didn't have any business even trying to meet up with anybody. She was just fresh out of a divorce after a whole scandal with that. Like, it was just,
yeah.
And so that was where the whole, soulmates, twin flame thing came in for me. Like, how does this make any sense?
But also the infamous trauma bonding.
Correct.
This is a perfect example of how, when we are so deeply traumatized and so out of touch with our own sense of self, that everything we do is reaction. Everything is a reaction. And listen, this is not in a place of judgment. Like, I was like that my entire life until I found meditation. Everything I did was a reaction. And until you start to connect to yourself, whether it's meditation, therapy, just like we talked about, journaling, like, at the moment you start looking at you and just going, oh God, that's why I do that, or I'm remembering stuff, you can sort of, like, managing my reactions is still deeply challenging. So when I look at someone like her who only knows react, and it's react combined with survival, but also combined with this strange part of her that I keep saying that just feels a little non-human, that is just like, the eyes are black and the focus is just getting as much as she can, just taking, and almost like literally seeing her feeding off of those that she takes from. I don't know the boyfriend or husband you're referencing, but my feeling is that she has drawn to herself men that lean a little bit on the kinder, maybe even codependent side, and try to fix and change. And next thing you know, she just eats them alive. So I right now, in this moment, I don't see her changing. I don't see this changing. I see that everything being stripped away from her is going to enrage her more. She's going to cover it up. She's going to be smiling and she's going to be saying, I really changed. I really worked hard on myself. I see where I went wrong. I apologize. do not believe. I'm sorry. Just feel it out intuitively. Just feel it out
Okay.
intuitively.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
I'm
I
not.
hope she changes, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I've always like I've watched all of it. I'm totally into it, and there's always just something there that I'm like, hmm.
But you know what's interesting, and we'll talk about this after because I love talking about TV. It's just we watch different TV. You watched more reality. I watched like sitcom funny. I never got into the reality stuff, but I feel like correct me if I'm wrong, Denise, but like as you were talking, like in order to, especially for someone like you, Denise, who is a healer and a psychic and just always helping people, to really enjoy reality TV, you have to turn that off to a certain degree.
Hmm.
And right, so it's kind of like it's hard to read your own life, it's hard to read your own family members.
Yeah.
In order to really enjoy reality TV for you, I'm sure like doctors and therapists, if they never like in their own like quiet room where no one's looking, they have to do the same thing. They have to turn off that doctor brain and just be like, can I just enjoy this for what it is for a
Yeah,
minute? Right.
exactly. Because it's, like any of those Real Housewives shows, they're all just crazy.
Right.
And again, I know. And then there's that part of me that I'm just like, oh, honey, you need to work on this. And if you just
Mm,
did, and how come everybody else can see this and you can't? You know what I mean?
totally. Totally. Oh yeah. Uh all right. So this was a good these were good ones. These were also trending ones, which is why we jumped on all of this right
Hmm.
away. All right, so we're gonna take a little bit of a left turn, get out of the drama for a sec, and we're going to jump to another segment, Denise's dish, where she's gonna dish on what is on her radar. L- Give me one sec for.
Queer Eye has been on for 10 years and they're wrapping up their final season. These five gentlemen have been able to come in, and it's not just for men, it's for women, it's for men, it's for everybody. And what they do is they talk to these people about like mind, body, and spirit, and how you take care of yourself, how to heal your family discord if you're estranged from, a family member or things like that. And why are you the way you are? Like, I watched an episode and there was a woman on there, she was a firefighter, and she was very, very tough nut to crack. And it was like, oh, is this going to be the show that they're not going to be able to like have the happy ending, so to speak? And really what it was is that she's had so much trauma in such a short period of time that she became only dependent on herself. And when she was there with these five men and her two daughters, she started to open up and started to soften. I'm going to get a little emotional talking about this because it was so beautiful to see someone who was so staunch and I don't need to look this way. I don't need to dress pretty. I don't need to do this, blah, 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 whatever things she had going on. But by the end of the show, she was a completely different person. The person that's always been inside, but then she didn't let her out. Now she's letting her out, and she's showing her daughters that it's okay to ask for help. She's showing her daughters that it's okay to take care of yourself, because her daughters were starting to feel responsible for her. And as a parent, you don't want your kids to feel responsible for you, no matter how old you get. And so it was such a beautiful show, and they become your friends. So it's a little bit like reading a novel, because you get to know the characters and they become a part of your life. And you're like, well, what am I going to do without these guys? And that's Denise's dish.
Oh my gosh, did Queer Eye start? Is it back?
No, it's done.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah.
Did you like the series finale?
It was a little disappointing.
It was.
I mean, it was really good because they interviewed each person through the process of the show, but I just thought they'd have like one big like reunion show like they do for all these other ones. And maybe they will at some point, but I was like, it's kind of like you with Will and Grace, and the ending is just like, you're like, oh, that was anticlimactic, and at the same time, I'm like, I just really loved their take on a lot of different things. And they were so open and honest about like met them where they were at, and but what if we tried this? And they didn't push so hard, like, okay, we got to cut all your hair off and we got to do all of this and we got to do all of that. It was more of a, okay, well, where can we meet you? What are you willing to do? Because, if some men had beards, for example, they were not willing to cut those things off, but they were like, okay, well, what if we cleaned it up a little bit, And they're like,
Right.
okay. And the bonds that they created with their guests, I guess, if you will, and, and created beautiful spaces for them, because sometimes, part of what makes you feel not great is if your space isn't feeling good.
That's so true. Oh, I just went through that. Yeah.
And if you don't, and, with you moving, it's like, even if you're in a great space, it's new. Boxes aren't unpacked. You don't know where you put the silverware yet.
It doesn't feel like home.
Yeah. So I was a little bummed, but I'll probably watch it again.
Right. Well, so that's not mean, Will and Grace. I'll still watch it. Okay, you guys. So we're running out of time, which I thought might happen. So we're gonna push Princess Eugenia to our next episode because that's always going to be there. We're going to do a read on her. The reason for that is Savannah, the private investigator I'll be working with Thursday, she emailed me this and I was like, we have to do this. Okay. So she was watching our YouTube on Nancy Guthrie. And she said, Miriam, you said something about, did anyone check the basement? Feels like she's close. You said something to that effect. And Savannah says, I think you're right. I think it's a very controlled situation. I've attached a screenshot of TikTok AI predicting that she would be found in the future, specifically June 27th, which I think is my mom's birthday, 2026 of this year. Where's Nana? Nana's watching. I think it's your birthday. Or it's the 27th. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Oh, June 27th. Yeah. So they're TikTok AI saying they're gonna find her alive, mind you. Me and Denise are, and a lot of other psychics did not say alive. So anyway, she's like, I'm crazy and I'm waiting for the date to see it. So all right, here we go. So this is what she found, and I wanted to talk about this and see what our vibe is. First off, how weird is it to read something in the future like this? Like,
I know.
So it's saying Nancy Guthrie was found safe on June 27, 2026, after 5 months missing. Found in an abandoned house outside downtown Tucson within a 700-mile radius of her home. Found weak and bound in iron chains. She pointed to a hidden cellar where another victim was held. I don't think that's true. No. A man seen
700 miles. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but 700 miles from where her house is could go all kinds of places, but not in Arizona.
Oh, it's not. You mean 700 miles goes to a different?
Yeah, 700 miles from where she is in Tucson. She could be in Mexico.
Okay.
She could be in San Diego. She could be in Texas.
I see. So a man seen on surveillance footage near the home was later identified as a suspect. She found weak and bound in iron chains. She pointed to a hidden cellar where another victim was held. A man seen on surveillance footage near her home was later identified as a suspect. Savannah Guthrie and family are at Banner Hospital in Tucson. Sheriff Nanos confirmed Nancy is safe but scared. Investigators are focusing on those closest to her. Traced a phone call from a burner phone to Tucson close to the Guthrie family. Gloves found near her home yielded no matches and that we already know, right? Right. Nancy is receiving treatment at Banner Hospital in Tucson. Authorities are searching for the second victim. There is no second victim. And pursuing leads from surveillance footage and DNA evidence. Law enforcement urges. Okay. So we did a read, and I said in that read that aliens and spirits both do and are messing with AI. So be careful with what comes through AI. I mean, not only do humans mess with it, but you've got alien groups and spirits that will mess with AI. So, so for me, there is no second person. I'm all listen, you guys can all come at me when they find her alive. right now, I'm sorry, I don't feel that. Do you?
No. I think this was planted.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, I think all of this was just one big old plan.
Yeah. I'm still not convinced that the family doesn't know something, because I mean, when we did that read and you kept saying there's some underlying, and and I felt that, and I still think there's some underlying thing there that's not adding up. The fact, which this is also public knowledge, that they confiscated the brother-in-law's car and they still have not released that. And the reality of that is, from everything that I understand, that once they've gone through a vehicle like with a fine-tooth comb and they do or don't find whatever it is they're looking for, they release the car.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't released the car. Mm-mm.
So we're back to the brother-in-law.
Kind of.
I mean, last time you and I spoke about this case, because we've spoken about this case many times.
Yeah.
Last time go ahead.
No, I was going to say even just between each other.
Yeah. And my favorite thing that you said was, I had said, Savannah is like, when I read Savannah's emotions, they're real. And you said, I said, she's clearly panicked. And you said, yes, but not over what we think she's panicked over.
Right.
She's panicked over what she knows. And I was saying too, I said too, like, there's stuff we don't know. Like, something's going on that they are not telling us, and we're never going to know.
No.
But that's aligned with what you were saying, where you're like, she's panicked, but like, her panic for her mother is real. The love is real. The pain is real.
Yes.
We all know that. But Denise was saying, like, she's panicked that people are going to find something out. And Denise, have you seen, or I think maybe you told me this and then it started popping up in my feed, because you know how our phones listen to us.
Yes.
The connections to Epstein.
Yeah. That had something to do, I believe, with where did I see this? That her husband was like a fixer. Like, he would, fix problems. And there was some kind of correlation to him fixing something with in there. So I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like
tentacles. Let's put it that way.
Say that again.
I said it has tentacles. Let's put it that way.
It does. But I do feel that June is when this will be. I agree. It'll be resolved by June. It'll be resolved. I don't know that it'll be resolved like that. I think that's being put out there now. So to prep us. I can't, here's the thing, if she's found alive, then they knew where she was this whole time. And the whole thing was, everyone was put on, everyone, even like Savannah knew all, like, there's no way this woman survived what we're all feeling. And if what we're feeling her being captured, we're feeling these people coming into her home, we're feeling these people take her away. Although you and I both said we didn't feel, I know people are like, there's blood and it was this and it was that, but we weren't feeling like a break in and grab her. There was like this sense of calm. Like, I think you had said, like, you're coming with us and we're walking, and we both were like, we're not feeling like this crazy aggressive thing happening, which says to me intuitively one of two things: it was all planned and everyone knew what was happening, or it wasn't all planned, but everyone knows who these people are, what they went in to do, and there wasn't, the shock and awe comes from us, the people, but not them, the family.
And Big Kitty has a question here, which this didn't come up before.
What about that crazy book? So Savannah wrote a book about practicing playing kidnapping as a kid? Oh, here.
It's in her
Fixer for the
biography.
Clintons.
Yeah, he was okay. Yeah, and I said because I knew he was a fixer for somebody, and yeah, he was a fixer for the Clintons. And that that game it's in her biography. That's interesting.
That is a weird feeling for me. I mean,
Mhm.
it could be solely coincidental, but like, why would you play that game?
Yeah. Oh, it was a game with her cousin.
So where's the cousin? Just kidding.
I don't know. I think that particular AI was
TikTok AI, yeah.
yeah, I think that was
That
planted to start to get people to just kind of stop with this. But at the same time, they're not going to stop with this until she actually
No.
is found. I mean, has the intense, oh my gosh, everybody, coming in from all over social media and influencers and stuff probably took a back seat? Yes. And
Mhm.
I think it's still, people are still going to be asking questions. I don't watch the news at all. And so I have no idea if Savannah's even gone back to work yet. I don't know if any of our watcher or
think so.
okay.
I could be wrong. Yeah, if you guys know, let us know. Go ahead.
And yeah, because I don't know if she's gone back to work. And I feel like whenever this comes back, like I feel like she's probably on a leave of absence right now, but I have a feeling when all of this, she's going to lose her job.
Which is maybe why she willingly left.
Yeah.
That sounded like it was from a movie. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I don't feel like she was acting, but again, why I keep referencing what Denise had said that day, which was she's not acting. Everything, she's genuinely freaking out, sad, panicked, loved her mom deeply, like all of that's real. But the fear and the panic is what she knows that we don't know.
Right. And the crazy thing is like what she knows, I don't know that it's that damning, if you will. However, it will be enough to turn her fans off.
Interesting. No such thing as coincidences. Yeah, it's too weird.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just none of it lines up. And it's funny, I don't know, there's a television show on Apple TV that Reese Witherspoon and
Jennifer Aniston?
Jennifer Aniston are
Oh
in,
yeah, of course. I
right?
love it. Yeah.
And, yep. And it that keeps, for some reason, that just keeps coming into my mind. Remember when she,
the morning show,
and she got, she almost lost everything because of her involvement with, I can't remember his name now.
Oh,
Steve,
yeah.
Carell, right? And
Yes.
so, and then she had to rebuild her reputation again. And the same thing with Reese Witherspoon's character. She had to rebuild her reputation because she was a little spicy.
Yeah. No, it's very true. The word coincidence was invented for a reason. Of course, coincidences exist. I mean, true to that too.
Yep, exactly.
Listen, that's true. Like, where did that saying come? Oh, let's get one for AI. There are no coincidences. Where did that come from? I mean, it could be because technically everything is in alignment, but this is way too deep for us right now, especially when we're about to jump on over to Patreon. But she's right. Like, there are sometimes weird coincidences.
Yeah, it's like, well, that didn't, how'd that happen? Yeah.
So, you guys, we're going to head over to Patreon for a post show called Hot Take. We're going to continue this conversation and about Taylor Frankie Paul, about the soulmates. We'll talk about Princess Eugenie at the next one. We got to talk about self-care. We did a lot of that talk tonight already. But don't go just yet, because we've got a fun little, we've got a Zen moment for you. And we've got, if you hang tight at the end, you're going to see pretty much the reason why Denise and I chose to do a live instead of a pre-record, because the pre-record took some pretty funny twists and turns. But thank you guys. You get a little bit of fun bloopers. You're going to get some relaxation. You're going to get some laughs. And you're going to come over to Patreon. We're going to keep talking. Thank you for joining us. This was a blast. This is what Denise and I wanted. We wanted to do something chill, fun, but also that still gets to the core of who we are and who all of us are, why we do what we do. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Thank you for the true crime audience for sticking through it. Let us know if you're cool with this mashup, then we'll air live from here and from my personal page. We're also on Instagram. Anyway, anything, Denise, you want to add before we share with them our our closing slide?
Well, we just, again, just thank you so much for being here with us. We really enjoy this. We enjoy spending time with you guys. And we just really appreciate you being here and supporting us and, following along on our crazy adventures.
Crazy adventures is right. All right. We'll see you guys over on Patreon. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, blow it out. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, blow it out. Bringing the attention to the tailbone and feeling the tailbone as it roots down into the center of the earth. Pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Allowing the forehead to release and relax. Notice if the eyes are gently closed or squeezed tight. Relax the jaw. Allowing the body, just this moment, to be at peace, to be at ease, and to feel a sense of trust. One more time, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, blow it out.
This is Dish.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you counting down. Okay, stop. Okay, hold on.
Let's do the whole thing again.
Do your countdown again, and I'll watch. Well, countdown would be 3, 2, 1.
Oh, sorry.
It doesn't matter. Hold on. Okay, go. Countdown. That's your pop therapy.
Oh! Okay, you want to do the whole thing. Okay, I gotcha.
Okay, hold on. I just peed a little. Okay. Hold on. I have to pee and I'm menopausal, so I already pee in my pants. Okay, ready? Countdown and I'll start from the beginning.
Okay, so what are we doing? What are we saying?
That's your pop therapy for today. You say,
keep it cute, keep it conscious.
And then together we say,
thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. All right, let's see if we can figure that out. Here we go.
Okay.
Count it down. That's your pop therapy for today.
Keep it cute, keep it conscious.
Thanks for watching. Nope.
Let's do this. Let's do the
then
countdown.
you say, keep it cute, keep it conscious. Thanks for watching. Let's do that.
Okay.
You say that because you're already flowing at the end. Okay, one more time. Count it down. That's your pop therapy for today.
Keep it cute, keep it conscious, and thanks for watching.